What's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of K-Cards Baseball. Thanks for joining me on this spectacular Friday evening, wherever you might be. It is in fact Friday evening, and you guys know that must mean it is time for hobby news. First up in hobby news, we are going to discuss the case that we have talked about during the last two hobby news segments of $2.1 million in sports cards that were stolen from a Best Western Plus hotel in Strongville, Ohio. It was later determined that the cards were stolen by a night clerk at the hotel after the cards went missing when a representative from Memory Lane Auctions showed up at the hotel to pick up the cards that were delivered via FedEx to the hotel in preparation for a vintage and rare sports card show that was going to be held at the facility. Memory Lane was going to have a display there of the cards so that people can get an idea of what the cards looked like before they went up for auction towards the end of May. After Jason Paxton allegedly stole the cards, he brought them to a friend of his house in Cleveland, Ohio, named Jason Bowling, and he has been charged with being an accomplice in the case. Jason Paxton is charged with aggravated theft of $1.5 million or more and tampering with evidence. Paxton appeared in a Cuyahoga County Court of Pleas yesterday and pleaded not guilty to the charges that he is accused of. Jason Bowling, the man who is accused of receiving the stolen goods and is listed as an accomplice in the case, also pleaded not guilty in the case of receiving of stolen goods. Jason Paxton is being held on $50,000 bail, while Jason Bowling is being held on $100,000 in bail. Two cards, the 1941 play ball Ted Williams card and the 1909 Ramley Walter Johnson cards, are still missing. Both Paxton and Bowling are due back in court on July 15th for pre-trial hearings. As always, I will keep you updated on this case as more news becomes available. Next up, I do want to cover the passing of Willie Mays. I haven't had much of a chance to talk about it on the channel since he has passed away, so I did want to cover it with you guys tonight and give you a few thoughts of my own as far as what he meant when I was a young child. He was probably one of the very first players I remember when I first started watching baseball when I was 8, 9, 10 years old. Him and Harvey Killebrew were probably the best baseball players alive at that particular time. And if you look at Willie Mays and his statistics, I still do consider him probably the greatest player to ever play baseball. I often wonder why the Willie Mays rookie cards aren't worth nearly as much as Mickey Mantle's rookie cards. They both came into the league at approximately the same time, 1951, and they both have cards in the 1951 Bowman set as well as 1952 Topps, but Willie Mays cards aren't worth nearly as much as the Mickey Mantle cards. The Mickey Mantle 1952 Topps is still considered the holy grail in the sports card hobby. His career stats clearly highlight how great of a 5-tool player he actually was. He had 3,293 hits during his career and 660 home runs and a batting average of .301. Quite amazing. On top of that, he had 339 stolen bases, and his career OPS was .940. His career WAR was 156.2. That is, to me, an amazing number and highlights the fact that he is easily the greatest baseball player to ever play the game, for sure. And what is amazing to me is that when he was elected to the Hall of Fame by the baseball writers, there were 432 ballots turned in, and of those 432, 409 of the baseball writers actually voted him in. Why he isn't unanimous, I have no idea. He probably has the best case out of any baseball player to ever live to be a unanimous Hall of Famer. An interesting side note is that now that Willie Mays passed away at the age of 93, the oldest living Baseball Hall of Famer is Luis Aparicio at 90 years old. So I guess it might be time to consider buying those Luis Aparicio cards. Lastly in hobby news, the Anthony Volpe Pro Debut patch card was pulled out of a Breaker's Delight box by a company called Pine Tar Breaks. That card has easily been the most sought after card in the hobby since Topps Chrome Update came out last fall. The estimated value of that card is $150,000. No word yet as to whether or not Pine Tar Breaks will be selling that card or making it available on the market anytime soon. I will show you guys here in 1 second what that particular card looks like. It is an absolute beautiful card, and the company is very lucky to have pulled it. I didn't hear whether or not it was done during one of their breaks. I'm assuming by their name being Pine Tar Breaks, I'm assuming they do breaks online or that type of thing. So I didn't know, and it doesn't say in the article, whether or not that card was included in a break of some sort that the company conducted. Here is what the card looks like. You take a look at it and let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. I would appreciate it. So here is a photograph of the Anthony Volpe card that was pulled out of 2023 Topps Chrome Update. You can see the patch right here on the card, just a beautiful patch, and then you have his signature. And for my money, Anthony Volpe probably has the best signature in the hobby currently. A lot of the guys will just write their initials or whatever the case may be, but his is written out and clearly legible. And here you can see the 1-of-1 designation. Really cool card, and I wish I was the lucky one that was able to pull it. Before we roll on to new releases, please hit that like and subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it. It helps out the channel a tremendous amount. Also, while you're at it, please throw your comments down in the section down below to any of the content that we create here on the channel. We do our best to try and give you guys the most news and the latest up-to-date release breaks and that type of thing. Hopefully you guys appreciate it and continue to follow the channel going forward. Next, let's discuss the new releases that are going to be coming up here in the next week. First up on July 3rd, we have Topps Tier 1. Tier 1 is base cards this year, just 100 base cards per set, but the format remains basically the same as what it has been in years past, with 4 cards per pack, which include 2 autographs, 1 memorabilia, and 1 base card or base parallel card in each pack. If you guys aren't familiar with Topps Tier 1, it is considered a higher end set. The Tier 1 this year has base cards with just 100 cards in the base card set, but the format remains the same, 4 cards per pack, which include 2 autograph cards, 1 memorabilia card, and 1 base card or base parallel. Next up on July 3rd will be Panini 2024 USA Stars and Stripes Baseball. The hobby box that will be coming out only contains 8 cards per box. So in a hobby box, which is going to retail at about $100, you only get 1 pack in a hobby box, but that pack contains 7 autographs and or memorabilia cards and 1 parallel short. The big gamble here is whether or not any of these cards that you guys will get if you buy a hobby box are going to pan out down the road. Same as Bowman or any other prospecting type of set, that is always the chance that you're going to have to take and decide what is going to be best for your PC, or if you want to go ahead and sell the cards. Next up, let's talk about the top 5 pulls of the week. First up is a significant statistics card of Ellie De La Cruz at 95.9 miles per hour. Next up is Miles Mastrobuoni. This card is numbered 286 out of 399. I don't know a whole lot about Miles, so if any of you out there can fill me in, I would greatly appreciate it. That is Miles Mastrobuoni. Next up we have this first pitch card of George W. Bush. Pretty cool card. Not quite to the level of Wembanyama or CJ Stroud, but a cool card nonetheless. Next up we have this Ryan Helsley 2023 card. numbered 20 out of 76. It was a really good pull out of one of those Fairfield mystery boxes that they have at Target stores right now. So that is the Ryan Helsley card. Lastly on our list is these two cards of Ronald Acuna Jr. You can see the difference. This one is a white border. This one is a blue border. The blue comes in basically one in every 750 packs, so it is indeed a very rare pull. Lastly, we have channel news. I have gotten quite a few questions lately to my channel and in the discussion box down below with questions about the hobby. For example, comparing Series 2 to Bowman and which one is the better value, and other questions similar to that. So for that reason, I plan on going ahead and making this video for beginners. Hopefully it will be insightful and useful information for any new people that are coming into the hobby. For Pack Rip Monday, we do have another hanger box of 2024 Series 2, as well as a blaster and a fat pack. We're going to do the same thing that we did last Monday when we opened up the fat pack and the hanger box and compared it to the value that you're going to get out of this blaster box of Series 1. So that'll be Monday night. Keep an eye out for that video. Hopefully we get some huge hits on that night. Anyways, that is about all I've got tonight. Thanks for joining me. I greatly appreciate it. One last time, if you guys can go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button, I would greatly appreciate that as well. Be safe and happy collecting, and we will talk to you guys later.